Let us see overloading an operator using friend function. Already we have written this class for complex and I have overloaded addition operator using a member function. Now I will be writing a friend function. I'll just change this function into a friend function. I'll make some changes. First of all, I'll make this members as a private and I will add a constructor as well as a display function. So I will write here private. So these members became private. Now inside public, I will write down constructor complex integer for real. I will also mention default arguments and this is for imaginary, and let us say real assign r and imaginary assign I. Then I will also write one function for displaying this complex number, void display cout real and plus I imaginary. Yeah. So I have things ready. Now I'm going to modify this function that is for operator overloading. I'll simply copy this function outside the class. This has become a non-member function or a global function. So I got a message that real and imaginary are private members. I cannot access them. So first of all, I'll make the changes in the signature of a function. As we know, if a function is outside the class, then it should take both the complex numbers as parameters. So both it is taking as parameter. I will copy the signature of a function, that is prototype of a function, and I will paste it inside the class. So this is a class. Inside the class here, I will write on a function. So I'll paste it here. Now this function, I will call it as friend for this class. Now back to this. Now this message is gone. I got a different message that now error message that private members cannot be accessed is gone, but I am getting undefined identifiers, that is CN. So yes, I have to change these values. C1.real assign plus C2.real and C1.imaginary with C2.imaginary. Now everything is perfect. So you can observe once again that this is a global function which is taking two complex number. So he is a friend. Like I told you that a friend will add my money and your money. We will both hand over our money or amount to our friend and he will add. So C1 and C2 are our values. That is C1 is say my value and C2 is your value. Then this is outside function. As it is declared friend inside the class, it is able to access the private members of an object. Now let us go to the main function and create objects and call this function. Complex C1 with values 5, 3 and C2 with 10, 5. I am taking same values, and also C3. Now here C3 C1 plus C2. This will add two numbers. So this function will be called operator plus function will be called, which will take both C1 and C2 as parameter. Then the result is obtained in C3. So I will say C3 dot display so that I can see the result on the screen. So I have written a function for display because I cannot access private members. I have written display function because I cannot access these private members inside the main function. Now let us first run the program and see the result. Yeah, I got the result as 15. Yeah, I got the result as 15 plus I8. Yeah, it is working. Now let us debug the code and see. I'll put a breakpoint here and see how the function is called. Yeah, it is on C3 assign C1 plus C2. So both are being passed as parameters. C1 is 5, 3 and C2 is 10, 5. Let us continue and see where it jumps to. Yeah, it has gone into the operator plus function that is outside the class. And here, if you see C1, it's an object that is 5, 3. See, 5, 3 are the values. This is 5 and 3. Now let us look at C2. Let us look at C2, and C2 is 10, 5. Real is 10 and imaginary is 5. So yes, both these objects are passed as parameters C1 and C2. So it is just like it is working like operator plus, and these two are passed as parameter. It's more like this. So I'll stop the program. Both are passed as parameters. See, even I am able to write operator plus instead of writing C1 plus C2. If I run, it will give the result. So operator plus is more like a function name. Instead of giving function name as add, you can give operator plus, and the benefit is that you can use that as an operator just how you add two integers, two floats, and primitive data types, like how you add primitive data types int and float. That's all about friend function operator overloading, or global functions acting as overloaded operators.